baby. Could
They're back.
LeBron James be a Dallas Maverick? Welcome into Mavericks Today. He's Jeffrey Cooperstein. I'm Harrison Graham. Brian Windhorst, the LeBron whisperer, reports that LeBron might not be a Laker by next season. Could it happen sooner? Who knows? Here's what Windy had to say. He goes, I don't know what's going to happen with LeBron in 2025. I feel like LeBron is going to play next year, but I don't know if it's going to be for the Lakers. And Coop, there was some chatter several months ago that if he were to leave, maybe he'd team up with Kyrie back in Dallas.
Yep.
We know he loves Luka Doncic. Hey, it's interesting nonetheless. And oh, by the way, the Lakers kind of stink right now.
I'll tell you this. I think if LeBron is to leave the Los Angeles Lakers this offseason, I would put the Mavs at the very top of the list to land him. There's a lot of smoke, man. There's a lot of smoke, especially if he leaves LA. And by the way, his best friend Kyrie Irving is also in Dallas. And this came out from Ramona Shelburne today because the Mavericks played the Lakers later tonight. She said Irving lives in LA in the offseason and he had an open calendar after the Mavericks failed to make the playoffs. But he was also about to become a free agent. And according to sources, Irving had a strong interest in reuniting with James either in LA or Dallas. Two reports one day. LeBron James might be a Maverick.
Look, and I don't think this will be a trade deadline situation, and quite frankly, if the Mavs want a chance at getting him, they probably don't want it to be a trade deadline situation because I don't think they have enough ammunition.
No, not enough ammo this year.
To go get him. But he has a player option for next year, can opt out and hit the open market and control his fate for perhaps his final, notable contract. Now he's in the range where he can only sign 2-year deals at most, and I think he's year to year at this point. But I mean, listen, I know he's older. I know he comes with drama. He gets head coaches fired, but you're telling me you wouldn't sign him? I mean, a 2-year deal for starting next year is kind of perfect. It lines him up with Luka and Kyrie, and it kind of creates this super mega window to try and win a title with those three. And hopefully, if it all goes well, he retires after 2 years. Luka is happy and commits here for another Supermax, and then that window gets extended with a bit of retooling to the roster. Obviously, there's a lot that is going to happen between now and then. This season has to play out. But
it's not going to be right now. It won't be at the trade deadline, which is in 3 weeks. But in the offseason, maybe. I mean, who knows? It's intriguing as hell.
And you wonder, where does the Bronny James conversation come into play here? Because
yes, no doubt.
I personally think he needs to at least another year in college.
I don't envision him coming out.
I actually don't think I don't think he will. I mean, he's just been back for about a month now since recovering from the cardiac incident, which we're all glad and thankful he was able to recover from that. He does not look like a guy. I know LeBron a couple of weeks ago, he could play for us right now, saying how bad the Lakers are struggling. Total bullshit. He is not ready to play in the NBA. But maybe you sign him and you say, hey, LeBron, we'll take him.
What's up, dude?
We'll take him in the next draft. Listen, we'll throw a second at him if he falls to the second round. What do you guys think? Will LeBron James ever play for the Dallas Mavericks? Type Y for yes, type in for no. This possibility really seemed to open in the last year or so, Coop, with uncertainty moving forward in LA, with Kyrie especially coming to Dallas with his love for Luka. If you told me this 4 years ago, this would even be possible, I'd say there is no effing way. I think there's a puncher's chance this happens. If the Lakers finish this season and are out in the first round, or dare I say miss the playoffs, I think there's a good chance he moves on and finishes his career elsewhere.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think Dallas is a very intriguing spot for LeBron, given Luka, given Kyrie. He has ties with Nico Harrison and Nike as well. It's a really intriguing thing, and I think the Mavs could be a landing spot.
And he obviously has roots on both coasts, especially in L.A. Dallas, you're 3 hours from both coasts.
Yes.
It's not like his personal life is going to get thrown into a wrench, especially considering he would only play a year or two. So it's fascinating. Why for yes and for no? If you had to guess, let us know. We are sponsored by Prize Picks. We greatly appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS to get a $100 deposit match when you sign up. We got a little 3-player entry. Speaking of the Lakers, it's ironic that that's who the Mavericks are playing tonight. Give me the more on Luka. He always seems to cook when he plays in these big-time profile games. He's going to ball out coming back. Questionable tonight. I do think he'll play, though. Anthony Davis, more on his points as well. We'll go less on LeBron with the 25.5. 10 to win 50 here on this three-player entry. You can win up to 25 times your money on any given player entry. It's just fun. It's easy. You can make your entries in less than 60 seconds. The code CLNS gets you a deposit match up to $100. Sounds like a hell of a deal to me. You choose more or less. Make your picks today and make some money. A link is in the comments and the description. It is Prize Picks. And, Coop, we have breaking news.
I literally just did this on the fly. Pascal Siakam is an Indiana Pacer.
There to go.
It's Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, Obi Toppin, Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks. I believe Obi Toppin as well. New Orleans will be sending Kyra Lewis to the Raptors as part of a 3-team deal. Instant reaction was, wow.
Yeah, look, there was a report yesterday that there was momentum towards Siakam to Indiana, and that 3 first-round picks would be involved. This is interesting. We were going to talk about Siakam anyway on the second half of this video because there were a report out there that the Mavericks could still be interested, but our reaction last night, Coop, when Shams reported that a package around 3 first-round picks is, well, the Mavs have no chance. I mean,
absolutely. The Mavs only have 1 first-round pick to deal here at the deadline, and there's also this. Siakam isn't going to commit to signing an extension with any team, apparently. So maybe that changes with him going to the Pacers. I'm not sure.
I thought that might lower his trade cost. Apparently not.
Clearly not. Yeah, as of right now, Siakam is going to be an Indiana Pacer, and for right now, it's a rental.
What do you make, and now I know R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel quickly went back in the OG Anunoby trade, but what do you make of Siakam getting this much more draft capital in a trade
than OG?
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the picks details are. They could have heavy protections. I get the players Toronto's getting back in this deal aren't like as ceiling high type of players. You know, I like a Bruce Brown, but he's not special. R.J. Barrett has shown, high level play in the past. Emmanuel quickly has that type of potential, but 3 firsts in this deal, no first in that other trade, that's a bit shocking to me.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think about it. I was shocked that OG didn't get
at least one first round
with
those players.
And the Knicks also have a shit ton of picks that they could have ended up giving up.
Yeah.
This is an interesting move. I never thought Siakam was really going to be a Maverick, but here he is. He's an Indiana Pacer. Mavericks are officially going to move on to other guys. Are you looking at a Jeremy Grant? Are you looking at someone like a Lauri Markkanen? I doubt it. I think the Mavs are going to play on the fringes here and try to find guys who can help, but that won't cost all their capital.
Yeah, and we'll explore all that moving forward. It is interesting that he unites with former Mavericks head coach Rick Carlisle. And look, Indiana's already an offensive juggernaut. I think this only adds to that. Siakam plays some defense, but you add another 20, 25-point scorer to that Pacers offense led by Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield and company. Indiana seems to be they're going for it, Coop.
They're formidable for sure. With Rick Carlisle running that offense, they might average 135 a game.
They could score with anybody. They've already proven that.
It's all about the defensive end with them, and they obviously have Miles Turner, who's a great defender at the rim. That Siakam adds some defensive ability to their roster as well. So it's fascinating to see what's going to happen here. This literally happened as we were filming. So I'm glad I kind of was prepared for this, and now we just kind of have to talk about what happens next for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and with Siakam off the board, name someone else that the Mavericks could trade for. I mean, there's been some P.J. Washington chatter. Our good pal Flip Flop Fisher had that one. Might hit that tomorrow.
Classic fish.
So, yeah, it is classic that the Mavs still linked to Pascal Siakam traded within minutes. But, yeah, let us know who else the Mavericks could trade for. We'll continue to explore the latest trade rumors as the show goes on.
There's the updated deal, by the way. So this is what it is for now. New Orleans was
Obi Toppin not in the trade.
Obi Toppin not in the trade as of right now.
Okay.
Kyra Lewis from New Orleans going to Toronto. It's part of a 3-team trade. New Orleans just making the salary filler match. I'm sure they'll get like a second-round pick in return or something like that. But this is your final trade.
There you have it. So pretty interesting. Who do you think wins that trade? Maybe
I think it's Toronto, man. Yeah. Unless Siakam has agreed to an extension that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Toronto gets 3 first-round picks. They're reloading. They gave up Fred VanVleet this past offseason. Kawhi gone, Siakam gone, OG gone. That whole championship team, it's over.
Yeah, it's completely. I mean, is there anyone left?
Not that no one.
No
of
one
importance.
notable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So there you have it, Pascal Siakam. And here's what's interesting too: with 23 days until the trade deadline, Siakam's already been moved. Kawhi got extended. I mean, who's the big? Are there any other big names? Does Zach LaVine get moved?
It's Zach LaVine. It's Lauri Markkanen. Jeremy Grant's been mentioned.
You hope,
but yeah, your big names have already moved. So
you hope
we'll see.
You hope the juice ain't gone.
Maybe
That's all
Mikal Bridges. We'll see what happens.
Well, and yeah, that was reported yesterday that they turned down 4 first-round picks last year for him, which we knew, and that they're still not interested in trading him.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes from here. We'll see where the Mavericks fit in all of it. Pascal Siakam, you are an Indiana Pacer. We will have more Mavericks news and rumors tomorrow, so stay tuned and come back then.